Greetings, everybody. Merry meet and blessed be Uoth here. So this is a video that I'm going to be um, expressing some very serious concerns, and I'm going to just be telling it how it is. I'm not going to pull any punches. And this video was specifically meant for TikTok, um, the social platform TikTok, and so it's going to be banned. And but I refrained from saying a lot. Um, but in a way, I haven't. I've shot a lot of videos, but I'm going to piece together a lot of points on these past videos that I've shot. You know, uh, in the past years and months. So I explain that on one hand, um, I'm glad to see TikTok being banned, and we're going to talk about that. On the other hand, you know, I'm upset on how it is going about being banned. All right, and let's talk about that first. Let's just get that out of the way. So the thing about it is there's a lot of senators and congressmen and stuff who has put in a lot of their own personal investments into TikTok. Mark Zuckerberg, and also uh, Boris, I believe, is on Amazon. The CEO of Amazon, founder. Um, you know, and so they want a TikTok banned so they could be the leading social platform. I think that's pretty damn chicken shit, if you ask me, and I think it's pretty cowardly. And when it comes to Mark Zuckerberg and um, the founder of Amazon, I think they're the most lowest scum on the face of the earth. And I think the congressman having stuff uh, who is involved in behind the ban of TikTok not only has attacked the First Amendment outright, but are just as low pieces of shit as Mark Zuckerberg and the founder of Amazon. So, um, had they not had so much personal involvement in regards to illegal activity, investments, and all that stuff, and it being such a political decision rather than a true security system uh, decision, then I think I'd feel different about it. You know, if they were just saying, "Hey, it's a security system," you know, justifying it as a security threat, then I'd have been different about it. But since there's so much entanglement, political entanglement between our government and you know, and Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and also um, you know this founder of Amazon, it just hits a sore spot in me really bad, you know. Um, and I guess it's because during my prison time, um, the first, you know, out of the first 15 and a half years of my incarceration, 12 and a half years of that of my incarceration was due to religious discrimination and persecution. Now, discrimination is one thing, but persecution is where they punish you for your religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs. And so, and that's exactly what happened to me. So I do, you know, I am a victim of a conspiracy theory, and the thing about it is it's there, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that have a lot of validity to them, and then there's some that don't. And I'm a very objective person. I just don't believe anything that's just passed in front of my table. You know what I mean? I do a lot of research and everything and stuff. You know, if it's something that, you know, just doesn't, you know, that looks like it might be interesting, you know, has some validity to. But that's just who I am. I like to know facts, you know. Raised in a Christian religion of the Mormons here in Utah and stuff, you know. Religion has been a big conflict for me, you know, growing up throughout my life. And, uh, you know, it had a really negative influence on me growing up. And so it's really screwed up a lot of my life, you know. I have the freedom of choice. I made choices and stuff, you know, um, and I made some bad choices, and some of those bad choices wound me up into prison. But, you know, um, when I found my new spiritual path, Wicca slash witchcraft, it totally changed my life around for the better, you know, and it was a spiritual epiphany for me. And I consider it more of a way of life than really a religion. But at the same time, too, as well, it is a religion, and it is protected under the Constitution of the United States. But so now that being said, now let's talk about how I'm glad that TikTok is being banned. Okay. Um, and it all has to do with my spiritual um, endeavors, you know, and everything that I've invested myself in, all the sacrifices I made, all play into my, um, uh, you know, reasoning behind my accusations in regards to I'm glad that TikTok is being banned. Now, I like TikTok, don't get me wrong. I really like TikTok. It's been a very, very, very good platform for me to promote my music. Okay, I'm a solo independent musician, uh, you know, and I create my own music. I write the lyrics, and it's all original. I got my own recording studio and everything, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy it. It's a platform that makes it really easy and stuff for me to get my music out there for people to hear and stuff, you know. And but you know, and it's also been a very good platform for going through and teaching others and sharing with others who are interested in witchcraft slash Wicca, and you know, and the magical practices, and uh, you know you know, mysticism that goes through it with it and everything. So, but however, um, it's also a platform for a lot of scam artists, a lot of wannabe, self-proclaimed fraudulent psychics that's just interested in you know, manipulating people, um, you know, with you know, witchcraft, magic, tarot readings, divinations, different things and stuff like that, just for money. You know what I mean? And they're fraudulent. They're not real psychics, and they really have not mastered the tarot or other forms of divination, pendulum, etc., dowsing rods, and all that stuff. I mean, to watch them is just a freaking joke. And I guess because when you when you're for real, there's a lot on the line. You know, it's like you know, it's just like with law enforcement. It only takes one bad cop, one corrupt cop, and the whole force is corrupt. The whole police force is corrupt. You see what I'm saying? And it's the exact same thing when it comes to magical practitioners and stuff. You know, it's one thing to have a lot of book knowledge uh, under your belt and stuff, which is good, which is good. But however, when it comes down to actually uh, performing magic successfully, or you know, or even knowledge in regards to the craft slash Wicca, um, the majority of them fell miserably. Um, so, you know, magic's for real, and I've done so many videos on them and stuff. I'm just, um, I've pretty much, you know, um, I'm just so tired of arguing about it, and you know, and and I'm just kind of burned out. I'm just, you know, and um, because I've put so many videos out there in the past and what have you stuff, trying to clarify and teach people the proper, right ways. You know, I think the biggest thing that frustrates me and what have you stuff in regards to these new age millennials and Generation Z's, uh, new witches, self-proclaimed witches, is I was involved in the craft. I was learning the craft. So I was studying it. I became involved in the craft right around the same era that the discrepancy between a witch and a Wiccan came about. That was back in 1996, and um, a lot of people don't understand that the New Age, uh, Wiccans, witches, paganism was under attack by the Christian Unity, and they were using the legal system and what having stuff to try to dissolve and do away with this new spiritual movement. And and one of the leading authors, or one of the leading publishers at that time, with of Wiccan slash witches, pagan spirituality reading material at the time, um, was Llewellyn's Worldwide. Well, their authors were also co-founders and co-owners of the actual Llewellyn's publishing. They invested a lot of their own money back into Llewellyn's Worldwide's publishing and Minds and Spirits. And so they had a lot of say-so in regards to publication bylaws and different things. They seen this persecution going on. They've seen this. There's a lot of people that was reaching out for help with them, just, trying to find some legal help and an attorney that would help them and stuff. I mean, we was having single mothers and stuff, divorce, who had gone through a very bad divorce, and who was involved with a group of friends who were witches, Wiccans, and and was giving her support, and I mean, there's a book called Pagans in the Law, and it's written by an actual attorney who is pagan, and she actually, the whole book is just nothing about, but it deals with real legal cases. It's got case law that you can shepherdize and everything. It actually has where these mothers and stuff, had to go through a custody battle just because they got involved with witchcraft slash Wicca, and their ex-husbands used that as a tool, a devious tool to gain child custody, awarded by the Christian courts. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I dealt with the same thing while I was in prison. I was punished. I did more time for my religious beliefs than I ever did for my crime. So this stuff is for real. And so that's the reason why I believe I take it so personal. Misinformation and stuff like that. And I try to educate people. Where did the word witch originate from? Where was it given birth? Where did the term witch come from? It comes from Anglo-Saxon, Wicca. And then, with the Cornish Gaelic, they can't pronounce the hard K's. So it's the witcha. And that's where King James got the word witch from, is from that dialect. So, I mean, you know, and now a witch does nothing but magic, and a Wiccan is the more spiritual, religious, practitioner. They put them as, that they've wedged such a discrepancy between the two titles, when in all reality, you know, a Wiccan is a witch. A witch is a Wiccan. You know what I mean? But now the whole definition and terminology and what have you stuff, they've changed to where a Wiccan can be a witch, or they practice witchcraft. But you don't have to be a Wiccan, or you don't have to be a witch to be a Wiccan. You know what I mean? And not all witches are Wiccan. It's a bunch of bullshit. The only time that form of terminology is used is all witches are pagans. That's where it comes from. This saying right here. All witches are pagans, but not all pagans are witches. Because there is a difference. There is a difference. Paganism traces their origins back to an original source, like with Germanic tribes and etc. And then the shamans and stuff in Slovakian realms and different things. Picti Wicca and what have you stuff you know um, is original, so to speak, in a sense. You know what I mean? It was developed by those people at that time. Just witchcraft, period. There's never been like an original source going back to witchcraft. That's why it's called neo-witchcraft, is because we incorporate paganism into our belief systems. You know what I'm saying? And so when they get talking about it and stuff, it's just an oxymoron. And they're such fucking hypocrites. And yes, it does piss me off because, like I said, I've been persecuted for my religious beliefs, and I've studied the shit out of my religious beliefs, and I know the history and the facts. Now, I don't know everything about every single tradition. I can't tell you everything there is about the Green Witch, you know what I mean, or the Hedge Witch, you know. But as far, witchcraft is so simple, you know what I'm saying, and the traditional witchcraft and stuff, the old school witchcraft, neo witchcraft, has 13 basic principles and beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And so, and there's a danger in that too as well, is because when you start separating, a practice based on magical practices. Okay, so in other words, if you don't have to be a witch just to practice magic. That's a sorcerer or a sorceress. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a witch just to practice magic. But that's what it's become now, into this false, fraudulent terminology, and they just totally just bastardized any type of like historical facts whatsoever. And so these neo millennial wannabe witches on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? They don't even know what the fuck they're even talking about, and they distort the historical facts to the point to where it's just like, and they're so fucking stupid they really believe them. You know what I mean? They're so fucking ignorant and just, but it's knowingly and willfully, because they're given the proper historical facts to look up and everything stuff for themselves, and they won't. They're just as bad as the fucking Christians in their beliefs. They sit there and point their fingers and what hanging stuff of all these stupid Christians that don't want to look at the facts that Christianity is a man-made religion, and that it's not literally, the word of God, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and they point out all these flaws and what have you stuff, but when the finger points at them about all their flaws and their beliefs and practices and stuff, they don't want to look at it either. So they're just as guilty. They're fucking hypocrites. They're self-righteous hypocrites. These new millennial wannabe fucking witches. They're not witches at all. If you know the 13 basic principles of beliefs, number 8, All right, number 8. So anyway, that's why I'm glad. I'm just so fed up with it. You know what I mean? Sit there and watch a goddamn sham artist claiming to be a psychic working tarot cards, and they don't even fucking know they're presenting this so-called this fucking psychic reading and stuff, and they'll bring up this card, and they're not even relating with the card. The card doesn't even relate to what they're saying. It's just all a sham. It's all just a bullshit. You know what I mean? And yeah, I take it kind of personal because I sacrificed a lot, for my spiritual path, my spiritual way of life. And if it wasn't for, and I'm not trying to be all high and mighty and all that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a goddamn fucking truth. But I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of practitioners of witchcraft before me who have went through the same sacrifices, went through the legal battles and stuff in court, and they prevailed just like I did. So we would have this religious freedom. And then you got a bunch of these fucking goddamn clowns out there claiming to be goddamn fucking psychic, bastardizing my fucking religion, or a beautiful religion. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad to see TikTok fucking being banned. You know what I mean? Get rid of all those hocus pocus fucking clowns, man. Hollywood want to be fucking witches, man. Yeah, absolutely. So that's where I'm at, and I'm still there. I really am. I'm glad TikTok is being banned. It's a beautiful platform, and it's helped me out a lot, and I love it for that. But at the same time, too, as well, as I see all this other bullshit going on, and it's like, what in, when I start weighing, it's not all about me and my music. It's not all about my wants and needs. It's about a beautiful fucking religion that's being bastardized by a bunch of self-proclaimed wannabe fucking psychics that don't even know how to fucking read their goddamn cards. You know what I mean? And are doing readings, you know what I'm saying? Foretelling readings and stuff. That's not even, it's like they're reading the definitions out of a fucking book than really connecting with the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullshit, man. It's a bunch of goddamn bullshit. And they'll sit there and they'll do readings all fucking day. Anybody who is a true psychic and really knows how to connect with the tarot cards, you do 3, 4, maybe 5 readings at the most, and you are fucking exhausted. Because when you're connected, you're in an altered state of consciousness. And I will not do readings in front of a camera because all you're doing is fucking showboating. You're a fucking Hollywood fucking actor. You're there to look good, feel good, and fool the people into believing that you're for real and shit. Fuck that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You're all a bunch of fucking frauds, man. Fuck you, and fuck your hocus pocus Hollywood witchcraft. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful religion, and it's changed my life around for the better. And you think I'm nasty right now? You would have not liked me at all before I mean, I am a very peaceful, loving person. And it takes a lot. You know what I mean? I don't cast curses on people for just minor infractions of courtesy. And I understand that there's some clowns out there, that's fine. But when it's literally, when you got a social platform, that is literally cluttered with this fucking feces. Yeah. I'm glad TikTok's being banned. I really am. Thank you for listening.